Welcome to the newest episode of Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. I'm your host, Jason Fraley, picking the brains of the top filmmakers, musicians, and artists of our time. Billy Porter brings his Black Mona Lisa Volume 1 tour to DC's Warner Theater on June 2nd. He joined me to discuss his groundbreaking career from Broadway's Kinky Boots to TV's Pose, where he became the first openly gay black man to win the Emmy for lead actor.
Good morning.
Hey, Billy Porter. Hey, thank you so much for joining us on WTOP in DC.
Thank you very much for having me.
We're talking because, this is a real honor to talk with you, but you're coming to DC's Warner Theater on June 2nd, just announced the Black Mona Lisa Volume 1 tour. Obviously, that's the name of the album. Why we go with that for the title of the album and the tour? I know the sort of the poster is like a disco ball and you done up under the ball, but what's the Mona Lisa vibe going for? Is it, are we smiling, not smiling? Is that what you're going for? Or what's in the title?
Well, you haven't really seen the Black Mona Lisa artwork yet.
Okay.
The Black Mona Lisa artwork comes with the actual single and the album. So you've seen the volume 1 of it, which is the teaser of where we're headed. I was working with Justin Tranter, amazing pop songwriter, and his team. And, we were talking about stuff and talking about my life and trying to figure out what we wanted to write about. And that title just came out of the sky. It just dropped out of the sky. And what I love about it is that it speaks to the classic nature of who I am and where I come from and what my work is rooted and based in. And as a 53-year-old, it also speaks to the fact that I'm the future as well. Mona Lisa has been around a long time and she's still relevant. So what I want, even more than relevant, beyond relevant, right. She's the past, the present, and the future. So that's where that title came from. And you are the past, present, and future. I love it. Thanks for explaining that one. And you said it sort of captures where you come from and everything. And you can hear that in the new single that's off there. Baby Was a Dancer. Hey, it's catchy, by the way. Just, Thank you.
Before we hopped on here.
Bop, as the children say.
Yeah. Oh, it's a total bop, as the youngins say. But it does speak. It goes right into speaking where you came from. She was born in September of '69, and the Summer of Lovers ended that night. Go into how that speaks to you. Obviously, that was the year you were born, and since day one, have you been in overdrive?
Yes, of course. Listen, you can't be where I am unless you're in overdrive. The song speaks to my history and it addresses the haters, right? I was told that my queerness would be my liability, and it was for decades until it wasn't. And now my queerness is my superpower. So the song speaks to overcoming those haters, the ones that don't believe in you, and figuring out how to believe in yourself and dance anyway. It's a celebration of life, hope, love, joy, like all the things that my album is and all the things that this concert tour is expected to be. My hope is that everybody will feel all of those things when they come down to fellowship with me.
Oh, come have some fellowship. With a bop. It's a bop too. It's deep. It's got the surface bop, but the deep layers. That's what we love.
Yes, of course.
All right. So obviously you grew up in Pittsburgh and so many accolades over the years, but is it true that you won on Star Search in the early 90s against Britney Spears and a bunch of other people?
I did. I wasn't against Britney Spears. Britney Spears was 12 years old. I was an adult.
But I was in the adult
category. We were in the same year. I was in the adult category. She was in the child's category. And I did win for Best Male Vocalist of 1992.
Gotcha. But I always thought that was a cool factoid there.
That's a factoid. Daddy's been around a long time. Baby's been around a long time.
Keep it going. I want to go into some of your Broadway stuff. I know we've been talking about your music a lot, but obviously a legend of Broadway. I guess you were Teen Angel in Grease with the revival.
I was in the original cast of Miss Saigon first.
Okay.
Then Five Guys Named Mo, then Grease in 1994.
Gotcha. How cool was it doing Teen Angel?
It was fun. It was great. And I was in the show with Rosie O'Donnell and a then unknown Megan Mullally pre Will and Grace, and we had a ball.
Oh, I'm sure it was a blast. But of course the one that we all know you from is originating the role of Lola in Kinky Boots that came out in 2013. Cyndi Lauper, Harvey Fierstein, the whole thing.
10 years ago today.
Is it really today?
Not today, but like 10 years ago this year, like almost close. It's going to be, I think we opened April 5th.
Wow. So yeah. Wow. We're really coming up
Very
on
close.
the actual 10th anniversary. That's crazy.
Absolutely.
Obviously won you the Tony, won Grammy for Best Music Video Album.
Yeah.
Whenever I think of that show, I mean, I saw it on Broadway and I remember it just dancing in high heels on those conveyor belts. Like, was that how, I mean, you must have been exhausted after that.
Very carefully. And, you know, I have to say, I've been doing 8 shows a week for 30 years. You know, there's a stamina, there's a discipline that comes along with that craft. And yeah, it's exhausting, but it's also invigorating and inspiring at the same time. And it's like being an Olympic athlete. You know, you learn how to take care of yourself, and it's a love. I love it. So.
Well, yeah, in addition to the difficulty and you know, endurance and everything, the skill to do it. But Lola as a character, though, must hold a special place in your heart still to this day, right?
Yeah, it's very redemptive for me. You know, like I said, you know, I was told my queerness would be my liability. And, you know, Lola would never have happened if I hadn't chose myself and my queerness. If I had forsaken my own self, Lola would never have happened and I wouldn't be sitting here right now. So I'm glad I chose myself.
Well, and you might have inspired other people to choose themselves too. So that's got it.
Well, the hope is that I have set some other people free in the process. Yes.
Absolutely. Set them free. And then of course, my listeners would kill me if we don't at least touch on really quick Pray Tell in FX show Pose. Obviously, you know, the big accolade history glass ceiling shattered will always be, you know, first openly gay Black man to be nominated or win a lead actor Emmy. But do you take great pride in busting that one down?
I do. I mean, I didn't know that it was a thing
right
before it happened. So, you know, yes. And I look forward to the day where, you know, these glass ceilings don't need to be busted because there's equality inside of everything. That's my hope. That's where I hope we're headed. And I'm grateful to have been the first, but I'm definitely not going to be the last.
I'm with you. Wouldn't it be nice, you know, when we can be like, yay, Michelle Yeoh wins the Oscar for Everything Everywhere, and you know what I mean, and it's just many Asian actresses have won, or for you, many, you know what I mean, like, but we're not there yet, so we got to celebrate those first. And
absolutely,
absolutely. But how about as a role, you know, not just as a history making role, but the actual character of Pray Tell? I mean, that must have been, you know, emceeing those balls and everything. Like, what about it still in your mind lives on, like, as your fondest memory of that as a character?
Well, you know, the balls are the easy part. That's the fun part. That's what everybody sort of latches onto because it's easy to celebrate that. You know, what I love about it is that Pray Tell is a three-dimensional human being. And you can't receive the fun and the fabulous without leaning into the serious.
Yeah.
And that has always been a part of my journey. Fabulous and serious do coexist. And the fact that I was able to show that in the character of Pray Tell, you know, he's a grounded three-dimensional human being. He's not just a clown for your entertainment purposes. And that was very special to me. I also am 53 years old. I lived through the AIDS crisis. You know, I always had survivor's guilt about, you know, why did I get to live? And getting that role and being able to be a part of that show was the reason. You know, I was left behind to be able to tell the story authentically and remind the world that we were here, we've always been here, and we're not ever going anywhere.
I love it. I love it. Well, I'm glad that you survived through and are able to tell the stories that many didn't live to see the day, but you're carrying the banner. How rewarding has it been to, we've talked a lot about, behind the microphone on your albums or on stage or on screen, being the one in front of the cameras and in front of the audiences. But how rewarding was it to sort of do the behind the scenes thing, win a Tony for co-producing as sort of a creative behind the scenes of A Strange Loop when that won Best Musical? I mean, that was, you're talking about Fabulous and Serious. That really shook up the world as well. But is it cool being, being able to work sort of in a creative for other people's shows as well?
Yeah, I also directed a film called Anything's Possible.
Yep.
That debuted on Amazon last July.
Yeah.
And you can see it now. And I also directed an episode of the new Fox series called Accused this past season, Robin's Story, episode 5. Sweet. And for me, it's about being in a unique position to take the reins and tell the stories authentically that historically, A, have either not been told or B, have not been told properly. I started a production company, Incognegro Productions, last June, and our focus is on Black excellence and queer joy. It's a celebration of those things. And, I'm excited to be able to be at the helm of guiding that. Because truth of the matter is, I am the change that I need to see.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to wait for anybody else to do it. I have learned that I need to engage myself and do it myself. So, that's what all of these sort of multi-hyphenates are about. That's what it's about, is to try to continue to be a leader in these spaces and really, really make a difference and create representation for my communities that I never saw when I was young.
Right. I love that. You're the change that you've been seeing. We are the ones we've been waiting for. What is it?
We are.
I love that. I love it. Well, keep doing all those multi-hyphen, slashes of different roles because you are so close to that EGOT, my friend.
I am.
What do we got to do to get the O and the EGOT? You've got
everybody else wants it more than me. I'm working on it. Listen, it's all about the work. I'm doing good work, and the universe will make it happen when it's supposed to.
That will take care of itself. As long as just keep love yourself, as the dance club song said. Just keep that going.
Choose yourself.
Yeah, choose yourself. All right. Well, thank you so much, Billy Porter. This is an honor talking with you. Our listeners are gonna love it. Again, it's the Black Mona Lisa Volume 1 tour and the album. He's coming to Warner Theater on June 2nd. So thanks so much.
Yes, you get your tickets. We got to tell them where to get the tickets. TheBillyPorter.com. THEE BillyPorter.com. Go get your seats.
All right. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks so much for listening to Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. Our theme music is Scott Buckley's Clarion. Remember to give us a 5-star rating if you like what you hear. We'll see you next time. I wanted to take a second to tell you about an app I really enjoy. Living in the DC area is great, and Podcast DC gathers all of the local shows that I like all in one local app. Health, sports, local news, politics, and so much more. Podcast DC is the new local app with hundreds of DC area podcasts to choose from. I can earn exciting rewards just for listening and share the podcasts I love instantly. Available in the App Store or in Google Play, listen local with Podcast DC.